Guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here, we're playing a game, and it's time to play some Donut County. Actually, let me just show Donut County real quick. There's Donut County. Bam. And I'm here with my lovely friend, as you all know, Justin. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, it's me, Justin. I do other things, but I'm not doing them now because I'm doing this.
Yes.
That's me.
What an amazing... Yeah,
Hello.
Like, it covers everything. I'm a carbon-based life form. I do things. And now I'm doing more things.
Beautiful, I love it.
So
we are getting some comments in chat saying the stream is getting a little bit chomped, which is a choice turn of phrase. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, skipped frames detected, 62%. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
I reckon let's end the screen share and we will deal with a little bit of delay.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. All right, let's stop.
Alack.
Yeah, it's a shame because I thought that was it seemed like the way to go. And it might be the way to go for people who, have very current machines, very high-end hardware. And look, this is a beast of a laptop. I'm certainly not throwing shade on Crafty's tech. It's just one of those unfortunate things where we're trying to do more than the average PC wants to do at any given point in time, I think.
That is okay. Well, luckily we have a forgiving audience. It's a lovely Monday night audience.
My face is
we are getting
frozen?
Yeah, I don't know if that is based on the delay. I don't know if it's taking a couple of seconds to catch up.
I mean, I'm moving around extra in the webcam now in an attempt to sort of... it looks like a slideshow here. Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Let's hope that it's just taking a couple of seconds to catch up because obviously there is a delay between Twitch and us having fixed the audio stuff.
Yeah.
So let's keep chatting. And obviously I'm being very animated as well, but I will continue to be one still image for the duration of the evening.
Of course.
Yes.
Video is smooth. Okay, cool. So Crafty's confirmed stuff smoother now. This is great. This is what we need.
I assumed as much.
All right. Well, how have you been, Justin? What's been going on?
I've been well. Not much has been happening. I have just been chilling. I went into my cocoon and I idled for a week, and then I've re-emerged to play another game with you.
Great. I mean, this sounds that's praxis. That's praxis, baby. Get in that cocoon, and then clamber out.
This is praxis, which I understand is also the theme that Donut County explores.
I would hope so. I feel like the name says it all. Donut County, praxis. Like I can see the Venn diagram. I can see the words floating like an episode of Sherlock.
I'm glad you can. I can now only see a stream with our beautiful faces. So I will trust that there is a game now. Now I've forgotten all about the game, so I will view it with fresh eyes.
Well,
just as the rest of the world does.
Well, the good news is, so we're playing. Hang on. So I'm gonna use the hotkeys because I assign you hotkeys. Excellent. That's what I want to do. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're playing.
Do I have a hotkey?
Pardon?
Do I have a hotkey? Am I assigned a number in your hierarchy?
In the sense of I can switch between how I want to show your photo. Your voice comes through clear on all of these different scenes.
I'm so lucky. As is the world. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were in flow. I realized that.
That's all right. We're streaming. It's a conversation over the internet. All we're going to do is interrupt each other. That's kind of how that works. This is the isolation lesson, is that once we're in person, we can interrupt each other freely and breathe the same air at the same time, and it'll be good.
And you'll know that it's because I disrespect you and everything you stand for, as opposed to because of the internet.
Exactly. I'll see the body language. Like it'll all be clear.
Yes. Yeah.
So tonight, we're playing Donut County, a game that I've not played before, which, we're trying to play new content here, and it comes hotly recommended by Crafty because it is cute and fun, and it's got puzzles in, and there's raccoons and donuts and physics.
I love all of these elements. I love raccoons and physics, and I wish they were in more games together. Let's see if that hypothesis is borne out by this game.
Yeah, let's just jump straight in. So I've dropped the volume. Let me just double check it again. Yeah, so I've dropped the volume down to these low settings here. If they are too quiet for people in chat, do let me know. If they can afford to be a little bit more. I mean, I'm trying to mix it in my ears as well because I'm listening to Justin talk, I'm listening to the game, and yeah, it's making me want intermediary software to deal with this, but then that's going to become pointless once we start streaming together in the same room, so...
I should also note that because I'm now only watching it on Twitch muted, I'm now missing out on the banging. So that is a great loss.
It's true. That's a game loss.
I think so. But hopefully, chat, I will need you to give me audio descriptions of any new song that comes up.
Yeah.
I would like you to describe the feel as well as the instrumentation. So, I mean, sure, instruments are great, but I really want to know what is evoked by it so that I have that other side of the game.
Yeah, describe the mouthfeel of the game for Justin in chat.
Yeah.
Please,
I
for both of us.
I want the full Sonic experience as well as the visual experience of this game.
Sonic and Knuckles experience. Oh, we got that.
Absolutely.
All right, new game.
Finally.
Let's find out what this game is.
Finally, a gaming joke.
Ooh, we're at Mira's house.
I am looking forward to seeing it.
So it's once again ukulele music. Yep, Ben Esposito, who is just someone I follow on Twitter who is very funny. Mira, when are you coming into work? I'm bored. Oh, we can hit reply. We can click on the presumably this is Twitter. There's like a bird in a nest. I'm just going to hit reply.
I've got a little bit of a delay here, so I'm just going to refresh Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's giving me a real delay between the visuals and the... Oh, now I'm actually seeing a thing that is somewhat close to what you're describing.
Excellent. We appear to be conversing over the phone with a raccoon, which is normal.
Awesome.
You know.
Yeah. Yes, okay, now I can see that conversation. Beautiful.
Yep.
Love it. What is your inclination here?
My inclination?
What's your initial feeling towards this raccoon?
So the raccoon's hassling us and asking us to come into work. Oh, I can't scroll up and check what the raccoon said. I'm curious what power a raccoon has.
Yeah.
Prehensile...
Is the raccoon our boss?
Raccoons have clever hands. Have you ever noticed that? They've got terrifyingly clever-looking hands, so I can believe one could operate a smartphone.
Yeah. That's fair.
I do wonder how touch capacitive the fingertips of a raccoon are. Maybe it's a BlackBerry. I feel like that would be better for a raccoon, having like the little keyboard close to the little raccoon thumbs.
I'm still yet to see how this game embodies Praxis, but I'm keen to learn.
Well, let's explain to the raccoon that we are in fact dead.
Yes.
Please have some
definitely.
respect. Raccoon says, lol, why are you dead? We've replied, the honking man woke me up again. Now, I believe this was released before Untitled Goose Game, so I'm assuming this is not a reference.
The honking man is a mere honking man that exists within all of us, and outwardly in society.
The raccoon is saying that they will revenge us.
Oh dear.
That's the grasp of language I would expect from a... Well, obviously raccoons are mammals, but I don't know the family, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're rodentia.
I would have thought they were rodentia.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong on this front.
I refuse to look things up because what do I know things about facts in the world?
Well, look, we're being called out now by this raccoon for feeding our dog bread and not coming to the donut shop.
That sounds typical raccoon behavior, I say. Yeah, I reckon we should just continue to feed our dog bread, right? Is that an option? Is that a...
Well, our dog is apparently a certified loaf.
Is the dog a playable character?
I hope we get to pet the dog. I don't care about playable character, I care about petting the dog.
Yes. I approve of all of this.
Good Round Boy is saying, it's me, I'm the honking man. Look, if anyone was to have a cameo in a game in any way, I would definitely ascribe vile morning honk to Good Round Boy.
I think Good Round Boy is now canonically the honking man.
Yeah. Oh, Combi 2K also guessing Rodentia.
Yeah. I reckon Rodentia... I mean, okay. I'm gonna... Wow. There we go. Good Round Boy has actually Googled it.
Oh
That's
shit!
fantastic.
The raccoon is not a
They-
rodent.
They have their own genus, so they used to be bears.
Oh, I love that.
They used to be bears, but now they're not.
Imagine being kicked out of the House of Ursus. Like, how shitty would you feel?
That is, as an Ursine gentleman myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty bear. You're reasonably bear. You're not...
I'm derivationally, I'm the son of a bear, MacArthur. Anyway,
This is
nothing.
Okay. Let's play a game. I have
We can
control.
cut this. We can fix this in post, right?
We absolutely cannot. I'm going to click on this donut. Oh, I see. So this is me controlling the blinds by grabbing a donut and pulling on it.
Excellent.
Great.
Donuts are the main form of interaction with this universe.
Oh, I've clicked. Now I'm out the window. Oh, donut counting. I am controlling a hole in the ground, and I've just consumed a tennis ball and a rock, and now some trees. Or...
I'm sorry, I don't yet have visuals of this. What? I can't conceive of the thing you've just described to me. I mean, good God. The Earth has swallowed these items?
Yes, where the Earth is me. This is amazing.
You are the Earth. We are the Earth, I guess.
This donut is... I can see the donut... Oh, no. Okay. I can... Oh, and this is how it's a physics puzzler, right? So it's not just me gliding a hole under and expecting... Oh, the hole grows.
The Earth is hungry and must feed. This is a vor simulator.
And I was not allowed to progress from this screen until I had consumed the title.
Wow.
And now I'm just...
So this is...
Hey, Justin, how do you feel about
Katamari
geese?
Damacy, but you are the Earth instead of a ball upon it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just griefing this goose. I had bad experiences with a goose growing up.
Let us work through those experiences in the form of being a hole in the Earth that can consume all.
Justin, I need to know, is this ethical consumption?
I think a goose is always ethical consumption.
Well, I feel bad. I don't actually want to consume this goose, but I don't think the game is going to let us go on until I do. So, I did it. It's done. Wow. Okay.
Once again, we must consume a goose in order to continue with the game. This is such a common dilemma that gaming presents us with. I wish we were looking at games with original storylines.
Yeah, this is so derivative.
Yeah.
Honk, honk, honk. This is amazing. Combi's talking about impressive beard. Oh,
yes,
I had
yes.
to lose it for masks. Ah, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Combi. Yeah, that's Look, you as Crafty says, respect that sacrifice.
Lots of really impressive stories of Sikh men in India having to shave off their beards because, of course, they grow beards for religious reasons, and shaving them off so that they can continue to work as doctors and not infect. So it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, wow.
Beard sacrifice is real and global, and we salute you, Combi.
Yeah, I absolutely salute. I mean, the most I do is I shave on Mondays so that you guys don't see my ISO stubble, which in fairness is almost invisible to the naked eye, and now that I'm growing grey hairs actually looks a little bit glittery, so it looks like I've been smacked in the face with glitter, which is cool, but not what I'm going for.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
So, can you see the text conversation that we're having with this raccoon? It seems that...
I can see, I'm very delayed, so I literally just got it.
Oh, that is a massive delay.
I'm on a massive delay.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't know why.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah. Yeah. I might refresh again if you can describe to me the chat that we've had, though.
Yeah, so we are now on the raccoon side of the conversation.
Yes.
And we, presumably, the protagonist. I mean, we might not be the protagonist. Maybe we're playing a raccoon. Because...
Yeah.
We've texted the raccoon saying, dude, the honking stopped. Did you actually just do something to the honking man? It's funny, I hadn't put together that by consuming a goose with a hole, I was solving the honking problem. I just thought that we were up to the part of the game where I start voring the earth.
My concern is that we, having named the honking man Good Round Boy in chat, we have now permanently exiled Good Round Boy from this universe.
Well, that's,
I'm concerned about the theoretical implications of this.
Look, I feel productive chats with Good Round Boy about the Void.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's an inroad there. It's maybe not the worst news for all and sundry.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Well, I'm glad we have a beautiful raccoon life that we can live and pursue. So, what happens if we click that little duck icon to the left of the reply button? Did we explore that earlier?
No, I might click that now. The raccoon is saying that it delivered the goose a donut, smiley face. So I think this is where the donut thing comes in. We are an ever widening, ever hungry donut hole, which is kind of funny because you've got the donut hole that is the hole in the donut, but then you've got donut holes, the actual pastry item. Are you aware of this?
Yes. Which is weird because they seem to be sold at a disproportionate ratio to the actual donuts.
Yeah. Would you like some sugar powdered waste in a box?
I theorize that some people are just going out and making donut holes, and it's a great betrayal of the inherent theory of donut crafting.
That's true. All right, let's click this bird. Oh, I just sent a picture of a bird? I don't get it. Okay.
I think that speaks to so much, but we will learn several chapters into this game.
The raccoon is saying, hey, guess what? I'm level 9 now. This is what you say in chat. Cool.
Yeah. We leveled up.
You don't get it, Mira. At level 10, I earn my quadcopter. Okay, that does
I'm assuming this is a milestone-based XP system. This is very much based on us having reached points in the game.
Yeah. No, I think the raccoon's just playing phone games. 6 weeks later? What is this narrative? 999 feet below Donut County. Oh no. The quadcopter's all busted.
Oh, I think I'm getting some tech support in Twitch, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Turn on low latency. Yep, I've got low latency mode on, if that's the concern. Wow, this is a change of pace. This is a new world. What is this?
Well, BK is now so upset at a smashed quadcopter. I mean, this is 6 weeks later.
Yeah, wow.
How could you smash my quadcopter?
So it was smashed because we were the hole and it fell into the earth, right?
Oh, mate, I mean, we don't know. I mean, we are like 999 feet below Donut County, but Mira gives no fucks. Oh, Mira asking, how could you destroy the entire town?
Yeah. So it's not just about the drone. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, I feel like the drone was collateral damage in the destruction of the town.
I feel like I may be at a small disadvantage by seeing this roughly 15 seconds after you.
Yeah, this game is going to be tougher than I thought to play with the delay.
Yeah. Well, we didn't think we were going to be playing with the delay.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I'm getting the how could you destroy the entire town.
Wow, that is such a delay. Okay.
Yeah. It's a bit of a burden.
All right, so there are two ways we can go about this.
Yeah.
We can play something else and sort of shelve this. Or I can just sort of push on and we just sort of hang out.
I think what I would do is I will try not to provide real-time commentary.
Okay.
I will, but if you can still describe some things, I will just experience everything slightly delayed. I'll be like the Pope, right? I move slowly behind everything else, and I slowly try and catch up with society, just constantly.
Those Pope strats.
Yeah. I don't know if that analogy holds up, but...
absolutely not, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Mira is pretty mad at BK for opening holes up over town, and now we're stuck underground.
I'm shocked that everyone is mad that the city is destroyed.
Well, BK is just mad about the quadcopter. Doesn't care about fucking over the town.
Yeah, that's fair. BK, I think BK's got the right energy. I'm Team BK.
So I think BK is just sort of swallowing people in holes as part of the donut shop, as part of its remit for some reason.
Yeah, oh yes, Crafty pointing out that I'm in time with chat, so I see things when chat does.
Look, you hang out with chat.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna hang out with chat, and I'm gonna experience things as chat does. But yeah, I'm definitely Team BK at this point.
I will say this for this narrative.
I'm pro apps.
Well, what I like about this story and the jump forward for us is that now we know that anybody we devour with these ravenous holes is alive.
Yes. They live in this kind of below city, beautiful, and honestly, it looks pretty cozy. Like, I know they're all complaining, like, "Oh, you destroyed our city," blah 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 blah, but they're actually living fine.
Spoilers: we might have killed a child.
Blah 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 blah. We might have killed a child. Okay. Look, I was 15 seconds behind. I wasn't even here.
My window is actually okay. So on the Twitch screen, it says here left click to deploy hole. Whereas I'm only slightly seeing so I've missized windows. Oh no, this isn't too bad. Never mind. Okay. All right. Well, now I just play. Now I just do things.
Yeah, you play. I react. I'll be here in the world.
So it seems like the game is there are some things you can't fit in the hole right away until you've devoured enough stuff to make the hole larger, right?
Yeah. So again, this is like the same premise as like Katamari Damacy is my main analogy, right?
Yeah.
Where basically you are a person. I don't actually know what the lore of Katamari Damacy is, but there is like a creature that rolls around the city picking up small items, becoming a bigger ball, so that eventually they can devour the whole city. I don't quite know I'm realizing how little I know about Katamari Damacy now.
Yeah, I don't know much more than what you just said. Like, general impression, that sounds,
Does anyone know what the lore of Katamari Damacy? I've never thought this before.
Is there lore? This is the question.
That's true. It may just be a game that goes, deal with it, this is how the world works. Whereas this seems to be like trying to explore the ethical implications of what happens when everything gets sucked into the earth, which I enjoy a lot.
I feel... So this is fun, but I definitely feel bad.
Yeah. We're kind of... I mean, there's a person inside the house that is watching the hole as you move around the screen.
Yeah, it's
So they're, like, quietly judging you.
I think they're watching in terror as I devour someone they care about. Like
and
that.
I can't think why.
Jesus. Well, okay, so here's the rub. Here we are in our varying levels of isolation, although, some stuff's being opened up, etc., etc., while a problem happens outside that sucks.
Sure.
And here I am in a game being that problem.
Yeah, it's... I don't know if this is what catharsis is supposed to be. I don't know. Yeah. It's a strange idea, but I'm enjoying it because it's very pleasing. It's like, it's both like you are a problem, but you're a very pretty problem, and like this is a world that has been built for you to destroy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
It's like a Lego creation you built yourself, and then you, just for the purpose of having it crash satisfyingly to the ground.
I never did that with Lego.
Oh, well, then I understand why you're not enjoying this game.
Well, that's the thing. I'm enjoying it, but it's...
Not that you're not enjoying it.
Yeah,
but
I can't...
That it may be a different ethical experience.
I'm just glad that everybody survives.
Thank you, good round boy in chat, for explaining Katamari Damacy in a way that is more confusing than not having explained it. A diminutive prince on a mission to rebuild the stars, constellations, and the moon, which were inadvertently destroyed by his father, the king of all cosmos. This is achieved by rolling a magical, highly adhesive ball called a Katamari around various locations, collecting increasingly larger objects ranging from thumbtacks to people to mountains until the ball has grown great enough to become a star.
That's fucked. What is
Yep.
that?
That's the plot of the game Katamari Damacy.
Can I just say, it actually took me a moment to realize that you and Good Round Boy were talking about Katamari Damacy. I thought Good Round Boy had posted the plot of this game into chat.
No.
I was
That would
so
be
confused.
That would be quite a betrayal. Both for spoiler reasons and also because that would be quite a twist to get from this to that. But yeah, the Katamari Damacy is it's something that feels like it's lost in translation, but also I don't know what translation would fit with working that. Like it just is a beautiful weirdness. Yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. So now we're trying to capture a hot air balloon.
We're trying to get the hot air balloon going. I didn't realize that holding down left click was of worth.
Well, this is tutorializing it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, basically, it hadn't told me anything, but there was only really one thing I could do.
So you swallowed a furnace. The furnace is generating hot air, and now that hot air is able to fill the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
So there's kind of that kind of has. This is the degree to which it is a physics puzzler.
It's
as
Kirby.
well as
It's
just
Kirby, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of you're swallowing things, but those things also give you powers.
It's noteworthy that when the hole was small, it couldn't go under the building, but now that the hole is large enough...
Does that mean that when we swallow the pool, the fire will cool down?
No, that is not what has happened.
That was a theory, and then it was summarily dismissed. It's interesting that it took us from that kind of underworld of these are the implications of what you're doing, and now it's back to this like sandbox where you're just like playing around with all the objects and stuff.
Well, each area is basically a puzzle room because it won't let me progress. The camera won't move until I have devoured everything on the screen.
It's both a puzzle game with cutscenes, but also the fact that the cutscenes kind of give you a lore and then you're forced to go back and do the thing. Like there's also almost an ethical kind of like element to would walking away from this game be the appropriate way to play it?
Well, this is what Superhot did to me. It told me partway through, stop playing. And that's when I actually stopped between weeks. And I felt bad going back because I'd been told not to play. But also, I've just finished the level. And it turns out that, yes, what we were doing with the hole in the floor was us reaching rank 9 as BK the raccoon. And we're trying to get to rank 10 so we can get our sweet quadcopter that we already know in the future gets broken. This game is ridiculous.
I'm so glad that we are thriving. We are leveling up. We are becoming the hole in the ground that I always knew we were.
What's this Trashopedia?
So that would be all the things we've collected, right?
Oh, of course.
I say, having not actually seen you click on it.
Well,
that's just how...
You are prescient.
That's how insightful I am.
Cardboard box. It's a free house. Don't let it get wet. Barrel cactus. You may think there's loot inside because it says barrel, but it's full of spiders. Cave. Go in here if you want to get yelled at by coyotes. Coffee mug. Coffee rules. It burns your tongue and makes you go to the bathroom. All of this is correct.
Yes, accurate.
All right. Well, instead of having an encyclopedic knowledge of the Trashpedia, I think have a garbage day. Is this where that's from?
I mean, I've said that to people without having played this game, but that doesn't mean it's not from this game.
Well, it popped up on the screen in the manner of what I've seen it on shirts, I think, with that particular font and logo.
Okay. I haven't bought a shirt with that on it. That may be yeah. Okay, there's the distinction.
Yeah, I don't know where I've seen it.
Crafty saying, no, it's cool, you're just delivering donuts. Okay, so there's no ethical dimension to this game. I'm sorry, guys, we got it wrong.
Okay, all right, let's just deliver some donuts. That's fine.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought there was an ethics going on here.
Oh, in delivering a donut, we didn't murder the lone pup child. We just set them free in a hot air balloon and with no destination or ability to control the travel.
That was the hot air balloon. Okay, we now get a... But in a way, weren't we summoning the fires from beneath the earth and they're continuing to burn fires from beneath the earth? So aren't they kind of complicit?
Look, if it helps, BK is pointing out that this story is full of holes.
Whoa.
I know, right?
I get that. Because
I understood that reference.
From the game we're playing. Yeah.
BK still
So,
claiming
here we
innocence.
BK is, look, I think BK is the tech developer that we all need, pulling the citizens of this town into a series of Silicon Valleys. I love it, and I'm surprised fewer people. I'm surprised there aren't many people on board with his plan.
I think the plot is following this pup. This is interesting.
But I just want to follow this raccoon trash boy, so maybe the game is diverging from the path I want to follow. So
Oh, snakes.
there are snakes. I'm way behind, man. I need there to be snakes. I need to catch up to snakes.
Don't you worry. They're coming.
Okay, actually now I'm Team Helen. I'm hungry when I'm anxious, lol.
Lol.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
As it turns out, I love Helen, and BK. Friendship ended with BK. Helen is my new best friend.
So, yes, putting snakes in a hole, okay. This is a hole that we've tried to fill with people.
I like how the snakes pop up in the manner of a snake in a can prank toy. They recoil as from a spring.
The physics of this game means that the edges of this hole are kind of bouncy. Like, there's not a lot of inevitability.
Yeah.
When an object comes towards it, it is just as likely to sort of rebound off the edges. And that's clearly a conscious choice, I think.
Yeah. Well, I also think I also really like the spotlighting that's happening here. In case you didn't notice that you were being watched for the whole previous round, now you're actually having a spotlight pointed at you the entire playthrough.
This poor ranger.
There's some ramping.
Just trying to coax this. There we go. Okay, so I don't have to get all the grass. It's just the big objects.
Yeah.
Oh, chickens.
Does the grass give you bonus XP though? Yeah. So
Maybe.
this isn't a milestone-based system. I thought that we were going all based on having reached certain conclusions, but we're actually... Oh, so you need to get the grass so you can get those rocks, potentially.
I think... Hang on. So... Oh, okay. I'm swinging a sign around. What? Wow. Okay. I don't want to vocalize too much because it's all just a bit ridiculous right now, and you'll just sort of get there. I'm trying to generate snake danger.
That's... that's your goal. Your goal is to create more dangerous snake energy.
But I don't know to what end.
What about those buttons? Are you trying to... Oh, you're trying to raise the alarm that there are snakes? Or are you trying to... Or are you just trying to increase the prevalence of snakes? Because one of those is an ethical... one of those sounds good, and one of those sounds awful in terms of...
I think I'm trying to... Okay. I was trying to... I needed to generate snake danger, and I needed to knock the chickens off of all their perches.
Yep.
And everything has exploded. Okay, now I just get to eat the remains.
When everything explodes, you get to eat it all. Excellent. This is a great learning experience.
Oh, those poor chickens.
Goodness. This is physics. This is physics as she is made.
The music is very poignant now. I want you to know that there's a tinge of sadness here.
Yeah. Chat, tell me how the music is going. Obviously, Ryan, you have to participate in the game and you have to be fully committed to the experience of the game. But for everyone else, I want to know what is making it poignant.
Look, Combi's pointing out that I grew up in a hole, and you're not wrong.
Interesting.
You're not wrong.
Wow. I combative chat again this week. Okay. I see how it is.
Good round, boy. New meta narrative for the game is that Staircase Witch is BK and I am the Honk Man. I like that. I can see both of you in those roles.
Interesting. But I guess the Honk Man is kind of... the Honk Man is kind of an abstract concept. Well, I suppose that makes... It fits with Good Round Boy being the Honk Man. That actually... I don't know why I question that.
Yeah, you fucked up.
But what's in our Trashopedia is what I really want to know.
I click away from it immediately. BK is saying
I will
lol,
never know.
so that's important.
I will never know. Lol. Lol, everybody lol. Success, guys. We delivered the donuts. The donuts, I think we've pretty much successfully been delivering donuts this whole time.
This is such a strange game.
I don't know what's weird about it.
This is all just completely transparent to you. It's all just fine.
Well, the thing is, I haven't played that many games, and I've
Oh, I
heard
see,
of
of
Katamari
course.
Damacy.
Yeah.
So this is basically like of the 6 games I've played or seen played, this has been the plot of 2 of them. So, I mean, this is gaming for me. This is the world of the game.
The
So I
dialogue
wonder-
in this game.
This is interesting though, because I thought the physics of the hot air balloon was going to like come back in the 3rd puzzle.
And it might.
Yeah. Maybe it's teaching us a bunch of skills that we'll rank up, and then we'll eventually have to combine those skills. Or maybe it will just be a different physics problem every single time.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I don't know if it's actually teaching us individual skills or if it's just giving us a series of strange worlds that are, individual and not overlapping.
Yeah. It's a small enough game that I feel like they could get away with both. It doesn't have to have a long teaching quality to it. It's an experience, right? Because it's not particularly hard.
No. I say it's not particularly hard in that I'm not playing it, so I am watching it be played. But it seems like a game that is intuitive to the extent that word is a thing.
To the extent that you can, devour fish and a pug. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. New mechanic already found.
Yeah.
Water this time.
Right. Well, that's exciting.
I mean, I can't get rid of the water, so it might just be a property of this level. Oh, I reckon I probably have to get rid of the water because, this is so interesting. So, okay, cool. I can fill the hole with water. And indeed,
yeah, right.
If the hole is full of water, things won't fall into it necessarily. They won't.
Right, so certain things will fall in and certain things won't.
The trick is to... I'm also devouring the pond? Oh, I see, of course, because I'm transporting the water.
Yeah.
Right, so it actually behooves me to transport this water and get rid of it, so that it stops fucking with my ability to swallow the earth.
So, Crafty and Good Rad Boy pointing out in chat that essentially we're just living 2 narratives. We are living we are having an impact on the world, and then we're listening to the campfire story of how that thing happened to the world.
Yeah.
So every single time a person disappears or snakes rock up or something like that, and it's just like a force of nature. And then we go and be that force of nature for a while.
Yeah, correct.
Which I guess is kind of why it feels less aggressive, because we're used to seeing these things as forces of nature. I don't know.
Well, it's a saving grace for this narrative because, again, I would just feel so bad for the people we're harming if it wasn't for the fact that we keep being told that everyone survived it and is fine except for this young pup in a hot air balloon.
Well, presumably that young pup will also survive it at some point. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. We've got a young pup in hot air balloon, and we've got a quadcopter issue, right? So I think that's where the 2 narratives are going to intersect. We're going to find out. The real MacGuffin here is the quadcopter.
Right. I thought it was just showing off how much of a cool dude this BK is.
I mean, that too.
And also I missed earlier Good Run Boy simply saying, this might be the best game ever made, which, yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
It's exceptional. Crafty saying it's very biblical, and then in brackets, it's not.
No, we are all the... Don't you remember the big biblical plagues? There was snakes.
Yeah, I remember 2020, yeah.
Puddles of water.
I remember fires and plagues and murder hornets.
Yeah, and then the quadcopter crashed.
Yeah. Much like Jesus, with his 4 rotor blades.
Jesus, take the rotor blades.
Yeah.
Yeah. When there were 4 rotor blades in the sand, it was Jesus' crashed quadcopter.
Trying to read this cool dialogue, man.
I'm sorry, man.
No,
I'm
it's
not seeing the cool dialogue yet.
There are 2 levels of cool dialogue happening. One's in the ears and one's for the eyes. And I'm trying to pass both at once. And it's like, this is what hosting is like. I have to look between several applications. And oh, look, we're using 100% of the CPU, etc. No, it's good. It's good and I love it.
I also love it. And this was a clever ruse. I'm enjoying that we've returned to kayfabe. That's just a callback to the pre-show from last week.
Gonna internalize that word, not use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and use it once a week.
Oh, thank you. That's good. That's good for me and my blood pressure.
Yeah.
It's a fucking coyote.
Amazing. I'm keen for coyote life.
Ooh, the coyote was the original coyote. I keep saying it wrong.
Coyote did original sin. This is biblical.
Well, I mean that's biblical in the sense of the coyote owned the Donut County donut shop originally.
Yeah, which is the apple. Yep.
Yeah, but it went out of business when the raccoons moved to town.
Leading into temptation. Yep. We are a pit full of snakes. It all lines up.
A coyote's life is like a sad country tune. Oh, this is awful. We're hearing this, how it's difficult to be a coyote, and then we get to turn up as the donut hole and fucking make everything worse for a coyote.
Yep. Yeah, that very much seems like the tone of this game. It is ruin people's lives, but I'm gonna think of us in this instance as a roadrunner that is just foiling the coyote's dastardly plans. Because it's okay, I've been taught to be prejudiced against coyotes. I can at least, steel myself through this one.
It's true. As children, we were trained from an early age to despise that trash dog and its unwholesome desire or something.
Yeah, and to trick it into falling into holes in the ground. It's actually a very, it's very in line with my childhood. Now, I understand we also have corn cobs, and I'm not quite sure how they fit into the broader
you wait. It gets
spectrum.
So good.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, are we going to make popcorn?
Called it.
Oh, yes. I love it.
So all I can think about is that quadcopter, because what that does is that makes me feel like everything is going to be okay, because we're playing the shithead raccoon, and we're doing this to get a quadcopter, and then we're not going to lose the quadcopter. The raccoon is, right? We're not playing the raccoon. We're playing the shitty things the raccoon has done without actually being the raccoon in a sort of player perspective sense.
That's true. We're kind of fulfilling the quests given to us by this raccoon.
Which is, like, it's an interesting take. Like, you get to be the villain, but not really.
Well, we are a mercenary hole.
Yeah.
That is being paid by inexperience points to feast on ravens.
I'm so curious about the playtesting of this experience, because a couple times now I've gotten near the end of an area and had problems because there's like one object left, but the width of the hole is not quite enough, and I have to sort of finagle it in. Like, can you imagine how much they would have had to tweak the growth parameters of this hole?
I mean, I was just thinking, like, before playtesting, this was Call of Duty, and then they just really, like, they got some real feedback.
No, this was the latest Sid Meier game.
Yeah.
It has an encyclopedia and everything.
This is actually Spore. This is what Spore was going to be.
Oh, Spore. Look, I don't need to play Spore. I've played No Man's Sky. I'm good. I got it covered.
having played Spore and seen you play No Man's Sky, there's a lot of analogy there for sure, for sure.
Well, just the creature design. I think it's unfortunate
Yeah.
because I really liked No Man's Sky until I realized once I'd seen everything it could do, nothing was interesting anymore. No new animals or planets could exist because I knew what kind of thing they were going to be. And so the exploration part and the discovery part just turned bland immediately, which is sad.
It's why, yeah, it's why something like Minecraft is perhaps a more like it's a different way of conceiving of a new world, because there's constantly new ways to reappropriate the same materials.
Yeah, like
so you can build way more things of
well, it's Lego, right? Whereas like you get Lego building blocks in Minecraft, and that you can sort of do what you want on a small scale. Whereas No Man's Sky, you have recipes for specific things, and once you build it, you're like, okay, I built the thing the game told me I could build. And then what? Like, I enjoyed it. I poured, 80 hours total maybe into the game. But, yeah, it's just unfortunate how it interacts poorly with my psychology, I think.
Good Round Boy, I haven't played everything, but I've seen it played, and I absolutely adore it.
I have not played it, and I would be interested to
I would.
hear more.
That would actually be a fantastic game for us to play on this
okay.
on this stream. That would be a good rec, because it does some things, man.
Awesome. All right. I will. I mean, the word everything is easy enough to remember, at least.
Yes.
No, I will.
Potentially
pop that
hard
on
to
the list.
Google, but
yeah, it's like the game Control by Remedy, I think. Like it's a cool name, except when you think about how people have to use search engines to find your game.
Yeah, I that's another game that I've watched some playthroughs of. I've actually seen playthroughs of a bunch of games, as it turns out. I've just played like four games.
Man, this dialogue is going down smooth. BK is such a prick.
I'm really compelled by it. Like they seem very fully formed characters, even though they're not saying like that. They don't actually have all that many lines to embody a full character. I guess that's part of the like BoJack Horseman thing, where you can create a character very quickly by giving them an animal face, and we already have kind of primed like animal personalities that we can project onto them.
That's one of those thoughts. I get these a lot, where I'm like, I want to read a paper on that. I want to read deep research on the impact of anthropomorphized animals as characters and how much cultural shorthand you can... That's amazing.
But I mean...
I'm shook.
Like a raccoon as a trash protagonist. Like how much work do you need to do to further that? You've already got a kind of primed assumption. Yeah. Which is interesting as well, though, because they also have a coyote as a business owner that has been usurped. Like, it's not necessarily lining up with the animal analogs.
No, they're playing against type. They had the coyote as like a lonely creature out in the desert because that feels correct. Like, coyote as business owner feels weird, whereas coyote as, loner in the desert works. The vegetables thing was, okay, that was just some interesting dialogue.
I guess the dialogue is showing us the ways that the characters are playing against stereotypes and against like the animal caricatures, and then the rest of the like depiction, the design, that sort of stuff is all kind of leaning into a style. At a guess, that would be. I have not actually been paying like close enough attention for that to be a solid thesis, but that would be my guess.
Yeah.
As to why it feels strong.
I think it's also, it has the benefit of strong, quippy dialogue, which unfortunately means that, thinking to your previous point about how they seem like strong characters, they are strong characters that are all talking in a relatively similar way, because you've got a strong writerly voice going on behind all this.
That's true.
It's good and bad, because it means if this narrative were to be a prolonged thing, I would possibly have difficulty differentiating characters, not by visuals, but by who they are as people, because everyone sort of talks the same, if that makes sense. It's the Joss Whedon problem.
It's not a tension. Yeah, in this it's not a tension, because it's not something that they have to persist with for a very long time. In differentiating people while also giving them the same vibe. Oh, okay. This game was inspired by a tweet.
Wait, okay. Oh, that's
Uh,
interesting.
I'm now clicking through to see the tweet.
Please explain to me the tweet, because I don't have Chrome open because it will eat too many system resources. So I unfortunately can't click that link.
So this is a parody account of
Peter Molyneux?
Peter Molyneux.
Yep,
Called
nice.
Peter Molyneux.
Sure.
And the tweet is simply, you play a hole, you must move around an environment making certain elements fall into correct targets at the right time.
That's great. I mean, that's the idea that you would think, oh, that's a cool idea for a game from this joke tweet, but then come up with this narrative behind it and these characters. That's such a great leap.
I love that because it explains so much of this actually, that it comes down to a gimmick kind of conceit, but then there is this whole kind of vision of storytelling that exists independent of that like neatly maps onto the concept. There was someone that already had these kinds of characters and these sorts of worlds, and then they found in this concept a way to explore that whole world they already had, I think.
Oh, you reckon it was like that had this idea already?
I think they'd had this idea for like all this series of characters, this animation style, like that all feels really cohesive. And then the way that you tie it together is this wild conceit of a game where there's a hole in the ground that's dragging people into the, under earth.
So,
either that or it's just an incredible piece of work and that's why it feels so consistent.
Yeah, I think about this a lot in terms of design, because I mean that's the difference between top-down and bottom-up design, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you're proposing a top-down where they already had sort of a story to tell, and this was just a good way to do it. Whereas the bottom-up design is they had this interesting mechanic to screw around with, and I think I'm stuck. I think I'm boozled. Can I? How do I get?
Oh no! Alas, alack.
Is this? Oh, I see. I've got this. Basically there's something stuck in the hole.
Oh, interesting.
There's something wedged in it, and I'm clicking in the hope that does anything. At most, I can get this bunny to chew a little bit on the side of it. It appears to have taken off a chunk, but I can't get into this yard here to do any more. I think I'm actually in a lost state.
Interesting.
Oh, also, I hadn't realized before, up in the upper left corner, there is BK.
Yes. Programming the app.
I had not seen that before.
I'm seeing this. I'm not sure that this is a lost state. That rabbit has a bit of carrot in its mouth, right? Mm-hmm. What if you can lure that over to the other one to take the carrot out of the mouth?
Oh, okay.
So the carrot. Just a theory.
Yeah.
Because if the way that you get it, you become smaller. I don't know. Maybe there's a shepherding kind of component.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they were pretty close before and nothing happened. And also,
there we go.
If there's kiting happening here, it is too subtle for me to notice immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we get some.
So apparently this came out of a game jam, and he worked on it for a year before the story happened. So I am wrong. I am demonstrably by the facts wrong. This is not a story that existed before this game. Look, which is really, it speaks to the strength of the story.
Exactly. It's a testament to the quality of it that this was not created in a vacuum. But I mean, I would buy that. Like, you've got such a strong mechanic, you need to hang it on something, and it takes a certain kind of mind to say, oh, well, let's do this then, for sure.
Combi having posted a link to a related game in chat. I believe I've actually seen mobile ads for this, which is basically this game without a story. And it is less compelling because the story, I think, really brings together a lot of this beautiful vibe for me.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, that's interesting. The camera angle is not as... Oh, no, there we go. Now it's changing. Okay, cool.
I'm saying that not actually following Combi's link because I think it will open up something that is a bit intensive.
Yep.
while
That's
I'm
fair.
trying to manage streaming and broadcasting.
No, of course, you're being you're busy co-host.
Oh yes,
Doing a
yes.
wonderful job.
But also, if I'm wrong, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the only reason. I just want it noted that that's the only reason. Interesting. So the strange thing there is I'm not sure what you could have done differently. Maybe if you used the shovel to dig the dirt out of the way first.
Oh, no.
If there's some sort of shovel dirt interaction.
Yeah, I did just note that dirt. Okay, so I've been put in the same situation again. So I think what was the problem I had before was actually the puzzle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna grab this huge carrot, and then it's stuck, and then that lures this rabbit over.
Yes.
So you were correct about the luring. Oh, I need to get this rabbit. So it's the rabbit that needs to dig, I think.
Right. So we are trying to steer the rabbit around the map. We're just not trying to steer them.
We're trying to get them
directly
both
towards the carrot.
I'm trying to free the blue rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. This makes sense.
And then the reward for their efforts is it?
They get
Oh,
sucked into a hole in the earth. No.
no. I'm. Wow. I'm a matchmaker.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Jesus.
I did not know that love could bloom in this kind of bizarre world. I thought this was only a world of destruction.
If the afterlife is real, and there's any sort of travel component, where let's just say you murder two people and they then travel to the afterlife at the same time, does that make killing two people potentially a kind of matchmaking?
I would say that, you're in limbo, right? You may be they've been match-made and maybe they're not. But for you also exist in a certain limbo because you will never know.
Oh, that's true. So it's actually disquieting.
In a way, it is your own purgatory as well as theirs.
When two rabbits fuck inside this hole gets massive.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
What is happening?
Well, presumably they're producing many, many more rabbits. So the hole is just becoming larger and larger.
I've just witnessed the fruit of that, but that's fine. I've consumed the children as well.
Oh, good. Well, that's a relief.
I mean, rabbits eat their own poop.
And there we are. There's the poop chat.
Oh, we got there. We're talking an hour and 8 minutes in.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad we got there.
Actually, yeah. So once we get to the cave and people are chatting again, what say we take a small break?
That sounds very fair. I will allow it.
Okay.
That sounds lovely to me.
So according to XP, we're, almost halfway through the game.
Well, there we go.
So we might be able to smash it out tonight. Maybe we just push on slightly longer.
To smash it out?
Pardon?
Sure. I think also we had a bit of a delay at the start for tech reasons, so I think we may be able to.
Yeah. All right. Let's give that a go. Well, look. Let's jump on let's call it a 5-minute break, so everyone has a chance to get up and stretch those internet muscles. As I like to say. Let me just check my hotkeys real quick because I have hotkeys. That's right. That's the kind of person I am. Excellent. So we'll be back.
Love your work.
Let's call it 5 minutes. See you all shortly.
See you soon.
All right, everyone. Let's do it. Let's return. So I touched base with Crafty, and I've been informed that the quadcopter is not actually the end of the game. There is more game after that.
Whoa. Okay.
So, this is not that bar does not indicate how much we have left to go potentially tonight. So this might actually be a 2-session thing, which is fine. Maybe we break up the next session with finishing this game and starting another one. We'll see.
We won't be doing the cool gamer speedrun that we were hypothesizing.
We never hypothesized that. I refuse to be... No, speedrunners are cool.
I always hypothesized that the whole time. The only thing I would add to that is, do we know whether the experience ramps? Do
Yeah, I don't know whether it
Levels?
whether other levels get harder. I mean, the levels have been
Yeah,
consistently
yeah,
pretty short. They're very bite-sized comically.
yeah. Harder, and do they have more reward in terms of payoff, in terms of how we are going to level up? But a third of the way through, if Crafty in chat is anything to go by, and I'm assuming Crafty is.
Yeah, Crafty's savvy. I'm sure Crafty's got the strats. Yeah, well, that's fine. So that means, we get 2/3 of the way tonight, maybe. And then next time we polish it off and then screw around with something else. Sounds good.
I love it. I'm so keen.
Well, you know what I love? I love trash.
I also love trash. Everyone here loves trash.
Yeah. Absolutely every single one.
I mean, I think that is kind of the motto of everyone here
Yeah.
this evening. I love trash. We're all the people of the trash, with our triangular fires deep beneath the earth.
Oh, yeah, they are little triangles. That's so cute. I love this aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like it's pixely, but because they're triangular pixels, it's an intentional thing, not a not that it would ever be a graphics issue, but that it's conveying a sense of purpose and intent.
One thing I've come to realize over the years is that realistic graphics are only interesting up to a point.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's good with water. I like really nice water effects. Obviously, smoke and fire effects can be pretty cool as well. But I have yet to see an attempt at a realistic human face in a game that wasn't a little bit weird. Or, oh dear God.
Goodness.
Sorry, I'm just witnessing the destruction that I hath wrought.
I'm not quite up to witnessing the full impact. I'm just seeing you swallow some rocks at this point.
Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, it's cool.
You're a fire person.
I'm
now,
a twisted
and
fire
now you're
starter,
going to-
in fact.
I've often said this about you. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, what's happening? Oh dear.
Yeah, one of the best games
mind.
in terms of style. One of my favorites is Dishonored, because to quote Yahtzee Croshaw, and this is probably the only Yahtzee quote I'll bust out because I'm no longer much of a fan of that particular human being.
Sure.
But the art in Dishonored, people look like political drawings of somebody the artist didn't like.
That's okay. That's quite a good description. I'll pay that.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be realistic because it's stylized, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, give me art. It doesn't have to be absolutely precise. I don't have to believe it's a real person's face, David Cage. Like, that's not necessary for me to have a good time.
I think I'm really impressed by how when the hole moves past an object that is meant to stay there when the hole passes by, it has a plinth that descends into the earth. I'm only just realizing that. And it's really cool. I really like it.
I mean,
I'm assuming... Yeah, sorry, go on.
I just completed that level, and I can assure you it is also a sign of you can't eat it yet, depending.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Which, I mean, that's interesting, because some things that you can't eat yet, you just bump up against instead of going under them. But some things you go under and through them, and you get this eternal pillar.
Yeah.
I feel like the physics of this world has not been, like, it doesn't have to be completely solved because it's cartoonish, and that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I'm assuming that last mission was the plot of the U2 album Joshua Tree.
I don't know that reference.
That's just a U2 deep pull.
Let's leave it that way. Let's leave it so deep that I don't have to plumb its depths. Good Round Boy pointing out that realism is for cowards. Hell yeah.
I'm just installing that U2 reference into your brain, whether you like it or not.
Much like it, it's almost like I owned an iPhone.
Yeah.
And someone crammed an album onto it.
And I am the Bono of this conversation. Yes. There are some links going going on in chat, but then some people can't access links in chat, so there is a. But indeed, I love trash, as does presumably Oscar the Grouch. I'm going to say that was an Oscar the Grouch link.
That tracks. Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So apparently Pepper, the character Pepper, likes birds, and this is just a whole thing conversationally.
Pepper's whole thing is their fondness for birds.
Yeah.
Pepper and Pepper's brother.
Yeah, there's some...
so Salt and Pepper are presumably relations.
What's interesting is I don't actually know what animal they're meant to be, if they are meant to be an animal.
Are they just meant to be humanoid salt and pepper shakers? I don't mean to presume.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that would track.
I don't know how that fits with the rest of the narrative, which is anthropomorphized animals.
And one human.
There's a person, a bunch of animals, and a salt and pepper shaker. You know, the population of any small town.
Yep. Oh, man. So BK is pulling my favorite move, which is to say, actually, I'm the hero. Yep.
Yeah. Well, they are the... Oh, no. Protagonist? They are the central figure of the game.
Yeah.
They are not... Yeah, there is a sense in which... Yeah. It's interesting now because so much of the game has followed BK that we started the game focused on Mirror. So we started the game kind of focused on someone that is impacted by the actions that we're taking, not with BK who we're kind of working for.
Yeah, so Mirror is kind of the moral center, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I know we were joking about this game having inclinations towards Praxis, but I do think there is some commentary happening.
Yeah.
If that's not too much to say, I think that some people may be commenting on things in societies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feel free to expand on that while I try and figure out this fireworks mechanic.
I have no further thoughts.
Okay. Like at all, or?
No, I've just in the world. Playing with fireworks is safer than driving a car, says Morsel. I am not sure that... Yeah, the thing is that most people are not trained in the operation of fireworks. So there's a disanalogy there. I mean, sure, it may be safer to someone that knows what they're doing, but I imagine we're about to establish that we don't know what we're doing. I just get that. I'm just guessing at that.
The thing about fireworks is it certainly seems like one of those things that from the outside is more difficult. From the outside it seems like, oh, you just light a thing and then a thing happens. But obviously there's more to it than that. But I wouldn't know what would be... I don't know what that more to it is. That was the worst sentence in the history of sentences.
I would imagine... No, there have been worse. You've said worse.
Thank you.
I think there are... I would imagine that a lot of knowing about fireworks is knowing what to do when the very easy thing you normally do goes wrong. In that sense, I think there is an analogy to driving a car.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's fine when you point... It's like a car is point and click, fundamentally. You point it in the direction you want to go, and then you press an accelerator, and that accelerates it in the direction. But what do you do when you are panicked and pointed at a thing you don't want to be pointed at? You need to remember to brake. I imagine there's a similar thing that happens with fireworks, where it's, oh no, I've set all of them on fire, and they're all pointed at each other. That is the thing that really establishes a pyrotechnician.
I can't get over the idea that that driving is point and click. Like that's amazing.
I mean, fundamentally, right?
Would that it were that simple. I might have driven a car by now. Well, no. So I tell people that I've never driven a car. That's not technically completely 100% true.
Yeah.
I have driven exactly one car and it was right next to I was driving parallel to a river, and my uncle wouldn't let me go above 40k.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even approached 40k. I think I probably drove at like about 10 in abject terror the entire time.
I think that's a great way to learn driving a car, though. Like, I say this as someone that doesn't have a license but does know how to drive a car. So this is the distinction for me.
Yeah.
But the first time I drove a car was I drove a Land Rover around a field in a farm at 10 k's an hour so we could pick up hay bales, which is a very country thing to do. Like, it's just very pleasingly, like, and they were just staggered around the field because that was where the hay baler had left them in bales.
Of course.
And so we just drove around, I stopped, started, and it was a great kind of learning thing because there was absolutely no risk, right? It's the equivalent of learning to drive in a car park.
Yeah. I like what Good Round Boy is saying. Like, driving cars is a hard statistic thing. Like, so many people do it, and of course it's statistically dangerous, but so is using a vending machine. Like, I think that's like...
Yeah. It's like the statistics around numbers of people killed by cows. And like normally I'm fond of anything that's put up against like killed by sharks, because sharks aren't very dangerous unless you're doing stupid stuff in shark areas.
Yeah.
But the statistics specifically around killed by cows is simply because so many people work in the dairy and beef industries that there are so many people that are in close proximity to cows all the time. So of course you're going to have people killed by cows very regularly. Even though it seems like a fun statistic, it's actually just a really common consequence of people being in close proximity to cows all the time, just like driving cars.
So I would like to know the, like, over time, you would need a while to collect the data, but I would like to know the concentration. I would like to know the death count of white men killed by podcasts. I'm just sort of curious because, in terms of a flooded industry...
I don't know that I know many that have been killed by podcasts, but I know many that have killed their own careers.
Yep. A death has occurred somewhere.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper turned up.
I shan't comment. Yeah, I shan't comment too much further, otherwise I may...
incriminate yourself.
For my own industry.
Yep. Look, your podcast is a cut above many other podcasts for me, because yours is a podcast I listen to.
Yes.
That's it, really. You got me.
I try to make it. It's mostly about the cuts that make it above. I do edit quite a bit. Which I think is a distinction between just folks that sit and have a chat. That said, now I'm criticizing the thing we're currently doing, so that's even worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, we're streaming video games with the assumption that people want to watch what we're doing and listen live.
I mean, honestly, I think the thing that's doing the heavy lifting is the game itself.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. No, this game is exquisite.
This beautiful game is doing a lot of the work for us. We just sit and be near it.
Yeah.
Bask in its reflected glow. It's a gorgeous game.
It seems like Mira knew that the raccoons were making the holes.
Yeah.
She knew the whole time. Everyone gasps.
Well, Mira works for BK, right? Did we establish Mira works for BK, or Mira was called upon by BK?
Yeah.
So Mira had some foreknowledge, which we established at the start of the game.
Yeah. Oh, we're back in the text conversation mechanic. Also, the music has gotten way louder.
So we did come back to the fires, we came back to the text conversation, so this kind of, so it was teaching us physics rules, but without making it feel like it's you learn this thing and then you put that thing together with another thing throughout the whole game. It's kind of more free-flowing than that, but it is still, ramping up. It's fun, I enjoy that. How many snakes would it take to defeat you? That's a difficult question for me to answer. I don't know how many snakes it would take to defeat me.
It's so unfortunate. I'm actually going to kill the music for this level for the moment because I can't hear you over it. Because even though the music is on the lowest volume, it is so loud.
I mean, I can be louder. I always have the capacity to go louder.
Comically, muting the music mutes the music here in the menu, but doesn't mute the music in the level. So let me just mute the sound effects and see if that... Okay, so
weird.
We must be near a radio in level.
Right. There's someone playing a a loud bouzouki.
A
I don't know.
jaunty tune.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
don't know what this music sounds like, so that could have been very off.
there's a conversation going on here in which one person asks another, how many snakes would it take to defeat you if you fought them in a tiny
Yes.
room? I heard the most ridiculous sentence today watching nonsense on YouTube. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I heard, Justin, because I would like to know
Yeah.
what your thoughts are on this matter.
Excellent.
Would
Fire
you
away.
rather fight a 50-foot tall Beyonce or Beyonce with 50 feet distributed amongst 25 pairs of legs?
Oh, interesting. So this is a variation on the tiny horses. What is it? Duck-sized horses or horse-sized ducks?
Yep. To clarify,
dilemma.
the terrifying Beyonce has full mobility and use of these legs and feet and is adept.
Of 50 legs.
Yeah, 50
I
feet,
would
25 pairs of legs.
I would be very curious about the choreography that Bob Fosse would be able to put together for those 50 pairs of legs. I mean, sorry, am I fighting Beyonce or am I?
Yeah, you must defeat Beyonce. Or be defeated.
I guess I would defeat Beyonce with her own hubris by challenging a 50-foot tall Beyonce to some sort of fight for which I am better equipped by being smaller.
It's going to be chess, right?
Yeah, chess, but on a small board that she would just not be able to physically manipulate.
Yeah. Like she would reach down and basically commit an illegal action and thus forfeit the game.
Yeah. Presumably she will knock over all the pieces.
Yep.
Including her king, and thus lose.
So back on the plot of this game.
Although she would be rendering her queen a single lady. That's just a fun Beyonce joke.
Oh, good. We actually needed one of those. That entire bit was lacking.
How many snakes would it take to defeat you?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, we were asked the question, were we not?
I think if we're going to average it out, I'm going to call it 1.75 snakes.
Okay. It's the 0.75 snakes that gets you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're constantly looking around for that other 0.25. It's a real trick, and that's when the one snake comes up behind you.
I mean, I'm just averaging out all the times I've been defeated by snakes, right?
Yeah.
Like this is about collating the data. It's about giving you something accurate, not something workable.
Now, okay, Crafty is raising a point of order, which is that the Beyonce with 50 feet does retain her characteristic grace and poise.
Oh shit.
And furthers that both would kill Crafty, but if one of them were to exist, so basically you accept that you're going to die, and then you call one of them into existence, which I like as the solution to the problem. 50-foot tall Beyonce. I now stick with my original answer for different reasons. Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember the term. There's a sort of word for this concept or this property. But if there was a 50-foot tall Beyonce, she would be crushed by her own bones. Like if you took an ant and you made it like 100-foot tall, it wouldn't be able to move, right?
Yeah.
But you can't just take the properties of these living things and then change the size and expect everything to scale up.
But I guess in this case, we assume that Beyonce has, by virtue of constructing bones out of girders, or some other.
Oh, you think this is a sort of an operative? Like she has been. This is a post-human Beyonce.
Yeah. No, this is a transhumanist Beyonce that has, been augmented in such a way as to extend her physical form. I think in both circumstances, is that not the assumption?
I don't know, man.
In which case, I would leave it to Beyonce to decide for herself which she would prefer to inhabit.
All right, I'm out of the text convo. Mira is so complicit in this whole raccoon thing because Mira knows and basically just thinks the raccoons are cool and doesn't have a problem with raccoons because raccoons are her friends. And now this Coco, I presume crocodile individual, has ordered a donut because, they want to see how it tastes. And Mira's like, I got to go. And now we're about to murder a crocodile. So that's cool.
learning a lot about Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, damn. This music is just too loud. That's so annoying. Okay.
yeah, we might just have to.
Yeah.
Oh, they're chameleons. Sorry, I'm
No, that's all right.
I'm slightly behind everything.
That's okay. I hope the chameleons aren't making too many cool noises because now neither of us can hear them because the game just did not mix this section correctly.
Yep. Yeah. So so it's this section of the game. So there are what? 4 lizards? 5 lizards.
There's a lot. Basically, they're of differing sizes, so I need to devour the small ones first. Again, I just feel bad. Like, these animals are just living their life.
I can mostly see them by the eyes. Is that how we're supposed to be looking for them? By the little
I mean,
beady
frankly,
eyes?
if you just scrub your mouse across the screen, you'll eventually catch a lizard.
I mean, that is yeah. It beats pixel hunting.
It's true in this and so many ways.
Yeah. I'm going to word jail for something, and I don't remember what it was.
It's just such a good phrase.
Probably for the Mirror's Edge joke. I can
see
most
that.
sense. But also, there are a lot of contenders this evening.
Yeah.
Look, at a certain point, you're talking for a long period of time, and in a podcast, you can cut those out.
Yep.
And you just sound smart. And here I do not.
See, when we very briefly had our, when I brought you on board for the cage match and we were doing sort of movie reviews for fun and not profit, there was editing there, but that was really just cleaning things up. I didn't really sort of cut sections out. I just left in our entire shtick.
Yeah. And that's totally like a valid way to put together a podcast. For me, because we're commenting on something that is like, because the podcast I'm doing is ostensibly about the lockdown, and it does come in a context that is slightly heavier than the silly conversations we're having.
Yeah.
There is some sense of responsibility, I guess I have around like wanting to make sure that I'm not spending the whole time shit posting.
Yep. Look,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that in terms of the times that you have sort of stopped and said, okay, I'm just going to clarify here. This is what Dove soap actually does.
Yeah. I mean, like, goofs are great, and I'm all about those goofs. You know me.
I do.
Yeah.
Living that goof life.
I have no further comment.
I have.
That was not a complete thought.
I have eaten the radio, and I've thus been able to turn sound effects back on.
Very nice. Okay, so the radio is just audio poison.
Yeah,
it just goes to audio jail.
Look,
deep beneath the earth.
You could even see the audio waves that it was just spilling out into the air. It was filth. Yeah. It was pure filth. I mean, admit it was cool tunes, but like it just threw the sound mix out. And now we've devoured a crocodile.
Excellent. I'm so glad. I was waiting for us to devour a crocodile. I knew it was soon to come.
I like that the plot is advancing, because in the sense of, we're like, oh, Mira is she's the moral center of this, and now, nope, she's just fucking complicit in these incredibly strange crimes.
I don't know if she's complicit just because she knew about them, though. Is she? Maybe I've missed some dialogue here.
Okay.
Or maybe it's simply that she didn't know how to do a thing to, how to change it. So she just retained the knowledge.
She knew that her friend was going to get eaten, and she just sort of swerved away and went, well, I'm going to go.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's a coward, which is a form of moral bankruptcy. But,
Yep.
But one that I think we're all vulnerable to.
Well, she's admitting fault here. Around a campfire, which is a great place to admit fault.
This is her mea culpa. Mea culpa.
You can hear the sigh, right?
Mea.
It wasn't performative. It came from a place deep within. There's a tiny part of me that dies every time, and I should just never resurrect it. I should never think, oh, today's the day that I'll hang out with Justin and he won't make a joke of this kind. No, it's every time. And that's fine, clearly, because we're still here. As friends.
We haven't been swallowed by the hole in the earth.
No, that's
just
true.
Waiting for chat to catch up so that I can receive my just desserts.
Yep.
Chat have been collectively groaning. There we go.
Yep. Yep. There it is. There it is. Oh.
Oh dear. This is where we are as a people. I blame society.
There appears to be a catapult coming.
Well, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But to what end? Do we have to...
The catapult was meant to save everyone and sort of launch them back out of the hole, but apparently that has not happened.
So, it was meant to redeem them? It was meant to be their solace, their salvation? It never came?
It did not pan out that way, no.
Okay, yeah, I'm catching up to the dialogue now. So, Mira had, was giving BK, I guess, the benefit of the doubt, and by, like, just saying, you said that you were causing this, but would also solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, she wasn't a coward, she just had misplaced trust. She is Othello in this story.
Poor Jellybean and Jellybean's chicken.
BK didn't steal the eggs. They fell through the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it stealing if the Earth does it?
That is a good question. Let's find out. Oh!
Let's see who will arrest us. A hole in the ground.
Okay.
We will swallow the cops.
There is a raccoon on screen that I think isn't us because I'm not seeing that tasty cravat.
Huh. So a usurper raccoon has entered.
Well, I think
entered the chat.
I think we're going to devour a relative, a friend, perhaps.
I see.
Because I mean, no one escapes. Well, except the kid in the balloon, who didn't turn out to be the whole plot as I expected. Instead, we're just sort of following the travails of everyone, really. This whole town is just getting screwed.
This raccoon is employed. This raccoon is a worker.
Oh.
Sort of
mid-level, I've jumped into chat. Sorry, what?
I'm only just seeing this lever puzzle, which is fantastic. How fascinating. I realize that we're streaming and I should not just be staring open-mouthed at this game.
Yeah.
But I'm very impressed by it.
The thing, okay, so just to, this is something I've had to get over, I guess, as a streamer, and it happened a lot while I was playing on the PS4. Is that if I wasn't talking, I started to feel weird and bad. Because I was live, right? It's a live experience. It's a live thing. But it is a live thing where we're playing a thing that is in and of itself a complete piece of media.
That's true.
So I think the times where we don't talk, people are still watching a game that they enjoy. Like sometimes
That's
a bit
true.
like we can allow some dead air. Obviously, we shouldn't, stop talking completely, nor should we talk constantly for the sake of it. But dead air is not as bad as it initially feels, I guess. I still struggle with it.
We shouldn't be talking constantly for the sake of it? Oh, no.
Well, I mean,
Oh, dear.
Again, it would destroy our friendship.
Yeah. Yes. Texting on the toilet, indeed. This is...
Here's the revelation just popped up on screen. The raccoon wants the quadcopter, but this is where Mira is like, no, you shouldn't be getting the quadcopter. You should be getting the catapult and fixing the things that you've done.
Wow.
So this is again, it's some sort of in-game upgrade for the raccoon on this fucking god tablet.
So the raccoon is kind of playing a world-building sim or some sort of like they're doing some. Yeah, they're like playing a separate game that has the power to alter the world around them.
Oh, what the fuck? I'll wait for you to catch up to it because this is a whole new screen. This is a whole new experience.
Oh, that's exciting. So we will get to see the raccoon is going to fix everything.
Absolutely everything.
Okay, we are. I'm going to see the store. This is, yep, this is what I was expecting.
Cool.
That's very cool. So, yeah, we can see what the raccoon has already bought. We've got the, yeah, and this is kind of like in the style of some of the Flash games that I've played online as well. It's very kind of, yeah, a catapult versus. I love the energy drinks. I think
Yeah.
I is the suggestion that we shouldn't be getting the energy drinks because
I mean, it's tempting to just buy, $110 worth of energy drinks, but I think let's get the catapults, and then let's also buy energy drinks.
that's cowardice. I'm sorry.
We will have 11.
can't
Yep,
believe-
I'm a coward.
I can't believe that you would do this.
It's all right. I'm getting energy drinks as well.
Please
Bam.
do. Please do. Okay. Now we've spent $107. I was all for buying. I want it on the record that I was all for buying $104 worth of energy drinks.
I love that you did the math on that. Justin, what do you think the catapult will do for the game?
I think the catapult. Well, what was it going to do? It was going to help them get out of the underground and propel them back above the earth. So potentially there is something that, when certain creatures are swallowed, they will re-emerge from the earth. Oh, we have the capacity to fling them out the hole. That's cool.
Yep.
That's just come up. That's very cool. Huh. Oh, now we're thinking with portals.
Oh. Okay, so I think I need to get this chook.
Oh, and now we have an inventory at the top of the screen.
Yeah, so whatever the last thing we devoured is what we will spit out.
That's very cool.
Okay, so I think the order of business here, I have to devour the chicken, then I have to launch the chicken, and then I have to whip around and open the door.
Yes, that makes sense. Oh,
Yep.
and yeah, and we can also fling the box while the chicken's in the air.
All right, solved. Now what am I doing? Oh. Am I meant to be catching eggs that have been... Yes, okay.
Well, the concern was that the eggs fell through the ground rather than
Oh,
in the little bit of narrative that we caught. They weren't stolen by the raccoon. They fell into the earth.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, so... okay. Do I just sit here? Is this... Ah, so close. What's interesting is, it is a slightly weird 3D space because everything is just a singular shade. So I'm not getting a good feeling for dimension, necessarily.
Yeah, I get that. So you would kind of want things to have a little bit of shadow so that you could tell their size.
Yeah.
It's interesting because if this was a perspective on a camera, you would have focus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you would have a bit of blur in the foreground to focus on the rear of the shot. But it's one of the things that is not really necessarily intuitive when programming a game like this. That could make it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, you're right. I think that would make it cleaner. Not that I'm concerned about the cleanliness of this screen, because this is a beautiful game.
So, this catapult mechanic is not the last thing that you devoured. It's the last catapult compatible thing that you devoured.
Huh.
Because I just swallowed a silo, but I can't then launch a silo out of the hole.
Right.
So it's not absolutely everything. It's just whatever is required for puzzles, I guess, which is fine.
Yeah.
I won't begrudge them.
I mean that makes sense. If they're gonna have the conceit of the last thing you swallowed is the thing that you fire back out, then it does. I get why you would then rule out literally anything you swallow.
Yeah, I mean, you could make that work in a game that wasn't about devouring the entire world. It was just about devouring specific objects, because then it's just a puzzle game where you're trying to juggle these things, right?
Well, also this is one of kind of a couple of like this is a physics game, but it's not a game that's based around the physics. The puzzles aren't based around the physics engine. Is maybe a distinction that I would make. So because it's like fire interacts with hot air balloon, right? It's not you bounce these balls in a certain iteration, and however you can get them to bounce to a certain height or whatever. Do you get what I mean? I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I explained the thing and then I gave an example and it made it worse.
I agree with you because all of these physics, air quotes, physics puzzles could be simulated without actual in-game physics and it would still be fine.
That's the point I'm making, yes.
Yeah.
So if you had a game that was simply around objects of similar sizes or of interesting sizes interacting, you would have... Like, I could understand it just letting you swallow anything and fire anything and do any of that.
Yeah.
But because these are physics puzzles, yeah. This makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, so what the physics adds is an extra sense of playfulness because the things that go wrong are unpredictable and emergent.
Yes. They emerge from a sense of physics.
Yeah.
Not because the game is just giving you a list of rules and you play around with them and see how they interact. The game still has an idea of how things should interact for the thing to be solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good chats. I think I like the way we're talking about this game.
Yeah.
Fizzy good make feel nice. That's correct, Good Round Boy. That's correct.
That's also correct. Yeah. Because I've played both and they're both cool, but they're both different, like quite different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I like the talk here, wherein BK tries to absolve themselves of responsibility by saying that they didn't design the hole; they just used it.
Right. I mean, sure. That's like saying I beat someone with a stick I found. I didn't make that stick.
Yeah.
It just looked like a good beaten size. Like, I mean, really? Just because it's not like a gun that's got a set design and stuff doesn't mean that you haven't weaponized it.
So what I'm finding interesting about the conceit of this game is that it's a donut store that has apparently existed before. Or like, okay, so it's existed for some time and was owned before by a coyote or coyotes, who sold it to raccoons when the raccoons moved to town. And presumably, while it was a donut store in the hand of these responsible coyotes, right?
Sure.
Certainly more responsible, they were actually selling edible donuts.
Yes.
Because now, it's not about selling edible donuts. Anybody that orders a donut, this fucking black hole turns up to their doorstep and devours them and everything they love.
Yeah, it's as though the universe has forgotten what constitutes a donut. And so a donut is arriving, but it's just of a very different nature. Yeah. It is similarly a void within dough, as we all are.
Yep. Look, I'm a bit doughy, and that's fine.
Way.
You know,
yeah,
I'm a modern man.
Yeah.
I got doughy bits.
I am all doughy bits.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The framing of the crocodile in front of the bird drinking from a teacup there did make it look like the bird was drinking from the crocodile's head, which was a very concerning image for me.
I liked it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
that's your thing. I mean,
I guess, you know, look, we're all learning this in real time. Let's not shame anybody.
Yeah.
So I think that you know, we're looking at about 8:45, and we're not quite yet at the quadcopter. So I think this might be the last puzzle area we do.
I like that. That seems like a good logic.
Because I think
and then we can
if we get to
neatly.
the quadcopter next week, I think that would be a great way to start the stream.
So if we end the puzzle and then we start next week's stream with the dialogue that follows the puzzle?
Yeah, the fireside chats. I think that's the way to do it. The good news is this game doesn't have such a deep plot that we will be wounded. I had a lot of problems playing on my own, and I mean, maybe playing together we'll still have the same problem. It'll just be more embarrassing. But I would just forget what happened in these deep plots. of games that have
Because
deep
I
lore.
haven't
Can't
actually
speak
been
tonight.
playing the game, I feel like I will mostly be remembering the plot on account of like I've just been sitting here trying to pay attention to plot.
That's true.
I
You
don't
are
know if
you are
I've
just
done
watching
very well.
TV.
I don't know if I've done very well, but at the very least, I may remember more of the narrative of what we've talked about than of the game
Yeah.
itself.
Look, like any good P-zombie, you've echoed back the things that I've said to you and that you've seen in a exceptional simulacrum of humanity.
Now, that's great for me, honors philosophy guy, but you may need to describe to other people what zombies are.
I feel
'cause
like
that's,
you can describe yourself, I think, to chat. I think that's your problem. That sounds like a you problem.
It's a pseudo zombie is someone that is like a zombie in all relevant respects, but not actually a zombie in the sense of fiction. That is
Yeah, there's no
being
undeath
pseudo,
here.
I believe. Yes, it's not a zombie in the sense of the deep lore that implies. I actually did a philosophy this evening. What's up?
Nice. Yeah, it's the idea that someone, just because someone appears to have interiority,
Yes.
that doesn't mean
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like. But it's a ridiculous.
It's a useful philosophical notion in exploring a bunch of scenarios that would not otherwise be possible. Because you can hypothesize this thing exists and use it to disprove arguments. I don't know. Getting in the weeds here. What's this frog up to? What is this frog? Is it trying to sound some sort of message? Is it?
I wish I knew. I was chatting to you about nonsense, and so I ate everything, and now I have to restart the level because I wasn't using the catapults, and I think the catapult was something I was meant to be doing.
Yes, that probably would have something to do with it.
No, okay, hang on. Maybe not.
Weird. I did get the sense that I thought there was a tree trunk that was dropped behind the other tree trunk before, and may have been lost visually, but still been on the screen. But regardless, I don't think it's a problem we'll experience this time. So hopefully we should be good.
Okay, here we go. I finally got honey I've got a brick of honey into the catapult, and that was apparently necessary.
Right. Oh, okay.
Because it's eaten by the frog, and then the frog falls down. Yeah, one thing about this game that is of note to me is that if you can get stuck in the sense that you need to eat another thing to progress, but you can't find it, or it's not immediately obvious how to do it.
Yeah.
But before you do that, you can't progress, right? You just sort of you get stuck. You get goozled.
Yeah. It does seem to be an iterative kind of thing. Crafty pointing out that it is a good form of tech disruption with this donut shop where you supplant the original product and then fail to deliver it.
That's amazing.
This donut shop is much like Airbnb.
Yep.
Very, very good point. Well made. I have nothing further to add except that is a good point. Well made.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Oh, okay, so now you're firing a frog at things.
Yeah, and once again, like it's very clear that I'm so glad that I get to retain this frog as the thing I'm meant to be catapulting.
Yeah. And again, there's something slightly lost in terms of dimensionality because you want to get that frog horizontally directly under the hive, but it's just not sitting in the right part of the screen.
Yeah. I've only just now got success there, but I'm sure you're watching me fail
I will have it for
in a
another
parody
30
of real
seconds
time.
or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, such are the delays. It's a shame because at the start of the stream, we were tooting our own horns a bit around how good the screen sharing was. But yeah. But this is a beautiful game, man.
Oh look,
This
you
is
wait.
So good.
We'll get a good a nice omnidirectional microphone in here, or one that is not as targeted as some of the mics that might be available.
I've just realized that the beehives were casting shadows this whole time. There are very small, faint circles on the ground that
Son of a
highlight
bitch.
where you should have been firing the frog from.
Yeah.
And I'm only noticing this
Yeah.
now. You're still doing it on my screen.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll continue to do so.
Many seconds after.
Yep.
It actually
Shameful.
happened.
Shameful. Well, they're not very distinct shadows, you know. It's
No.
a dappled light. It's beautiful.
I think the game is inherently having to make a compromise between being very beautiful and being a functional physics puzzle. Yeah.
That's
being
that thinking bee.
Thinking B.
Justin, I haven't seen B movie.
We should watch B movie on
No,
this stream.
no,
sometime.
that's not what I meant. That's not what I was getting at.
It's okay, man. We can watch B movie sometime. I promise.
Oh Lord. So
Don't worry. Hey Ryan, do you like jazz?
that's
That's a reference to B movie.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, we've continued to be a murderer. This is great.
I'm so glad
Bam!
that the murder continues and persists for such a time.
Oh. All right. Well, yeah, it's like 5-2 or thereabouts.
Beautiful. I love it. I think we've done a great job of destroying this small town and its regional infrastructure.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. This is fantastic. Like we're tantalizingly close to the quadcopter. It's pretty clear that the next level we embark upon will be the one that gets us to the nexus of this plot. And then
One would hope.
So there's a game called Windowsill, I believe it's called, and that's basically the what I've been told by How Long to Beat is that it's like a half-hour game.
Yeah.
So with us faffing around, it might end up being, a full hour, or it might be less. It depends. It is a nice laid-back little thing. So I'll queue that up, provided it works. I need to check to see if OBS can capture it.
Of course.
But yeah, I think we'll patch in with that if we finish Donut County early. But yeah, this is something we just sort of have to consider, especially like playing these shorter games. And this is like, it's sort of the streamer problem, right? You queue up this content, but you don't actually know how long it's going to take. But then you might have sort of scheduled in a window of time.
Well, and like playtime is very different to like how long we might want to pause on a scene and just talk about it for a bit because we found something super interesting. Or
when I grab times on How Long to Beat, there are two kinds of times that are immediately presented to me for most games, and it's how long it takes to beat, and then how long it takes to do a full complete. And I always take the full complete time as the given.
Yeah.
Because that includes faffing around. I have never finished a game on stream within a reasonable amount of time, because certainly when I was doing academic streaming, I was pausing and talking a lot. And here we're just sort of chatting and hanging out. And I definitely want us to have the freedom to do that without thinking that we're sort of falling behind schedule in some manner. So
yeah. It's nice to meander a little.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. It's a good time had by all, or by us. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm assuming so.
I think chat is having a good time. If not, they're typing beautiful lies. And what more can you ask for?
I want nothing but sweet, meaningless nothings whispered into my ear by chat all day.
Yeah, I want completely saccharine pillow talk. But online,
I want nothing more or less. I want no things.
On that desperately confusing note, Justin, as always, it has been a pleasure.
It's been a real joy. I am so keen to get that quadcopter next week.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the energy drinks. I caved. I wanted the plot to progress. I didn't want to get punished. Right?
It's okay. I realized, having done the maths, that it was 13 energy drinks, which is unlucky for some.
Well, now who's the coward?
Yeah.
Me for not buying energy drinks. You know what? I'm sad I didn't click energy drinks, because we needed the catapult mechanics. So the game... Would we have just gotten a game over screen?
Yeah. Well, how many would we have to... Yeah, we would have had to buy 13 of them.
Yeah.
And then we just get a screen that says, well done, you bought all the energy drinks.
Yeah.
You solved the game.
I want a game where if you do something like that, the game actually just hard uninstalls from your computer. The game just goes away, and that's it. You've revoked the right to play it.
Well, there was a game. Wasn't there a game where you fought the files on your computer?
Oh Jesus!
And it got classed as malware because people could fight. Like, you could delete any file, including like a file out of System 32.
I was going to say System 32. That's like the go-to.
You could just like root uninstall your computer.
One of my favorite Jerry Holkins quotes is talking about, I think, Diablo 3, and he's convinced that what happened when he was fighting one of the bosses is that one of the boss's most powerful moves was to wipe his boot partition, because that's exactly what happened.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Yeah. Look, Blizzard does a lot of stuff. I don't think they would do that.
Oh, Crafty pointing out that they don't have that many energy drinks in stock. So they probably would have capped it. We would have bought all the energy drinks.
Yeah.
And then they would have made us buy a catapult or not proceed.
What
That
I
makes
like
more sense.
You know what? That suits the raccoon more as well. It's like, okay, I'll fix the problem. Like just spamming the energy drinks button, and is sort of forced to buy the copter because that's all that's left to do on the purchase screen. Shit, that would have been so much better.
That's okay. We give it a go. We gave it a red hot go.
Look, I always roll Paladin. I feel bad being the hole in this game. Like, I'm the kind of guy that feels bad doing stuff in video games. I don't know what to tell you. Or feel bad doing bad stuff. Yeah.
When we can stream in person, I will be the trash lord of this stream, and you can be the paladin.
Although, I mean, that's really just an excuse for everybody to watch me squirm in my seat next to you being a prick. Oh God, I can feel it already. Jesus. I mean, I have a lot to say about games like that.
Minecraft cities. Yeah.
Mass Effect, I tried to do like a full dickhead run, and I think I got like half an hour into the first game, and I was like, he's just a shitheel. He was just being a prick to everyone for no reason. There was no justification for the bad things he was saying. And everyone was like, well, okay, I guess we're still friends. I guess you're not dishonorably discharged. Like, it didn't make any sense.
I have no idea why gaming culture has ended up with so many shitheels that think they're renegades. It's a pure mystery.
Oh, look, we'll never solve this problem. We definitely won't solve it tonight.
Noted. Well, what problems can we solve tonight? I think we've solved the Beyonce problem. We've solved the how many snakes it would take problem. We've solved a lot of problems.
You solved the energy drinks problem, and then it was wrong, and then you solved it again.
Yeah. We will solve more problems next week.
I mean,
on the stream, presumably.
You've just that's a new proof, isn't it? Like, you could submit that to a journal, a new mathematical proof on energy drinks and raccoons.
Yep.
That are not rodents.
Crafty saying that I should definitely be the goose if we do play the goose game.
Oh Jesus!
That you would not enjoy playing the Untitled Goose. Is it the game of the Untitled Goose?
Yeah. You know what? I want us to do that because I want to find out, because that game is twee and interesting. I haven't felt bad watching clips of the goose.
Interesting.
It's possible if I watched you play Donut County, maybe I wouldn't feel bad, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Look,
well, at some point, let us return to Donut County at some point as well. We can have a 3 years on.
Yep.
After we've put in a solid effort.
God, I'm trying to imagine what it would take for us to jump the shark, and we would have to have any kind of following to begin with, right? Like, it's impossible to imagine screwing up at that. Like, I can't imagine the journey to the jumping of the shark, like the distance between us and that point. Yeah. Anyway,
we will learn. The journey to the jumping of the shark continues next week.
All right, Justin, it's been a pleasure. Do you have anything to say? Anything you might want to plug to the lovely people?
Folks, you know where to find me. I'm assuming all of the lovely people here know where to find me. But if you don't, I run a science magazine called Neptune Today.
It's very good.
It is, I'm told, very good. I can't say it's good because I did some of it, and I'm immune to compliments. But I also do a podcast that is a spin-off of Neptune, which is called Radio Lockdown, and we talk about, well, not about coronavirus. We talk very deliberately adjacently to coronavirus, and it's a good time, at least some of the time. And that's it. You can find me in places. I'm doing things.
Yeah, check them out online. Neptune Today, Radio Lockdown. I love them both. I love this man. Justin, I will see you and this
love here.
trash raccoon this trash panda that is not a bear or a rat next week.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it. See you then.
See ya.